So it's 5:05 a.m. We've been up since 1:30. It doesn't matter. October 4th, exactly. It doesn't matter. We're shopping for my birthday. We're shopping for John's birthday. I got a very unusual birthday request, but not really. Water tanks for emergency situations. John said, if you order these now, we'll get them on my birthday. We'll enlist Christopher's help, fill them up, and he can lug them down the basement. And we will have 2 7-gallon containers filled with fresh drinking, cooking, bathing water for an eventual emergency situation. We have always made it so important to have tons of water at the cabin because there's no running water. But it's every time I talk to Christopher about getting water supply for the basement in case of we're fully stocked with food and stuff in our house. Really, for us and the cats, if there was an emergency, it would be good for a few weeks. Definitely with food, not water. And he bristles, and he was fanatical about water at the cabin. But it's like I have said like 10 times in the past over the years, and probably not enough. We should have an emergency water supply in the basement. I tried buying like small unobtrusive gallon things. They broke. And then like Chris just gave up and was like, we don't need water, we have water. I'm like, we have running water now. We don't have a water supply. He always says we have all this food. We're stocked up for doomsday. It's like, yeah, but what are we gonna do if we can't cook it? Yeah, there's a lot of canned shit, but there's a ton of dry shit. We'll be stuck staring at it as we die of dehydration until we can get help. I mean, this is like the fact of the matter, right? And this was John's birthday present for himself. He said, this is what I want for you. And I know it's a weird present, but I want you to have a water supply. So I said, well, if Christopher puts it in the basement, I can't get to it. And John said, someone will be able to get to it if Christopher is not there to help you. You'll be able to get to the water. The thing is, you have to get the water and have it there. And 7 gallons is not a big deal for one of these guys that live in this house to bring it down the basement. They could even fill it with a hose. I don't care. We have water purifying tablets. I have tons of those. That's the irony too. I have water purifying tablets. We have no water. And listen, that could very well be an emergency, and real soon, where nobody's going to be able to have water, and they better have it stocked up. You have animals. I know that's first and foremost on your mind, but you won't get very far without water. And there's a very good chance that at some point there's going to be an emergency where there will be no running water or nothing but contaminated water coming out of the faucets. So, Lena, and there's emergency protocols in place, but sometimes, well, look at Hurricane Katrina. Sometimes these emergency protocols are not that effective until. So it's up to you to take matters into your own hands. And I've done that for you today. And I'm not saying there's going to be an emergency tomorrow. I know what you're saying. And I'll feel great. I will feel better knowing that I did all I could to try to save us. If after 2 weeks, like the water is gone and no one has come to save us, well, then this is all God wants. Yeah. And you send Christopher this video. and let him know they're coming, and we're getting this done. Come hell or high water. Come hell or high water. Okay, Johnny. Happy birthday to me and to you and to me and to Christopher too. I wonder why he's always like said like not cared about having water here in the house. I wonder why. Like if something does happen, all of a sudden there would be, and he would just be like looking at me like, I don't know. I don't understand sometimes the way other people think, especially Chris. Like we got, I mean, you know, technically we could take two giant roomfuls of record albums and books and store them someplace else and have a whole house filled with water containers, but that's, not what I'm asking to do, but you know what I'm saying? And these albums and books are just sitting there taking up space, and meanwhile, you know, could have a proper bunker. Yeah, well, the only thing I'm caring about is water at this point. And now that I'm even looking at these containers, like two of these doesn't seem like enough, but it'll have to be. And it's something anyway, as you get your bearings in a case of emergency to be able to, splash some water on your face, for God's sake. But, have a drink of water. Take your medication. I mean, whatever. That's another thing. What? Stock up on medication? Well, you're pretty well set up with that. You always have like a 3-month supply on hand, so all right. I'll let you know what else you need. Right now, water. And this is a good wake-up call to a lot of people out there. These two containers were under $50. It's an excellent price for a very well-made, BPA-free, heavy-duty container that's not going to go anywhere as far as breaking. Yeah, right, we have the same one at the cabin, and it is really good. And at the cabin, we have those things filled at all times. It's like we rarely ever really ran out of water up there. We always made sure we went to the local well or whatever and stocks up. That's like, all right, I won't talk about it anymore. We're all set. They're coming on your birthday, and we have a lot of stuff to do this week as we prepare for your birthday, don't we? Like what? Well, you wanted me to bake you an apple cobbler, or I have an idea for that. Okay, all right. I never made a cobbler. All right, well, we'll cobble that together, won't we? Yeah, all right, we'll do that. What else? Just love you. I just love you too. This was good. Now I can rest a little easy. Because you can rest easier. I know it's true. Yeah. I see the way you think. I know thoughts come to you. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Christopher will make room for those water things. Got a whole basement for that. Yeah. Well, yeah. You can put old amplifiers down there. You can put... you can't drink an amplifier. Yeah. You're so right. Thank you, John. I love you. I love you too. Everybody, prepare for emergencies, because you never know. Especially if you have little ones like animals or kids. Kids, yeah. Even those. Praise be God and Mother. Good morning.